Have you ever had one of those mornings where your legs just feel, well, heavy? Like they're not quite fully under your command? That subtle, sort of creeping loss of strength, especially after 60, where stairs suddenly become a real challenge, or maybe just standing up from a comfortable chair feels like a huge effort. It's incredibly common. But what if we told you that recent science suggests you could actually begin to radically improve your leg performance, gain more control, and even rebuild significant strength in as little as 12 hours, not months, not weeks, but 12 hours.
It does sound almost unbelievable, doesn't it?
It really does. And here's where it gets really interesting. Nearly 99% of older adults don't even know why their legs are getting weaker. It's often not simply age as the main culprit. Instead, it frequently boils down to specific nutritional gaps, maybe circulation issues or inadequate muscle recovery. And the astonishing truth is your legs can react remarkably fast when you directly address these underlying problems. I mean, imagine a study showing more than a 36% increase in lower body function and recovery in just a single day from one food.
Exactly. And that's what we're exploring today.
Welcome to the Deep Dive. We're doctors specializing in elderly health, and we're really passionate about uncovering these actual, often surprising truths that can genuinely transform daily life. Today, we're taking a deep dive into the science behind these, well, frankly, astonishing claims we found in our research. Our mission here is to distill these insights, explain the why behind the what, and give you practical, science-backed knowledge you can apply it immediately to help rebuild your leg strength. So let's jump in.
Okay. So the challenge of decreasing leg strength, it's very real. As you said, after age 60, strength can decrease by up to 3% annually, even without an obvious injury. And this is often linked directly to slowing circulation and increased inflammation, particularly in the legs.
Right. Circulation and inflammation, the usual suspects in many age-related issues.
Precisely. But what's truly fascinating here, I think, is that the key to potentially reversing this isn't guesswork or just exercising more. Though exercise is important, of course, instead it's about making specific dietary choices, choosing foods that directly energize muscle fibers, increase blood flow, and lower that inflammation. And every piece of information we'll share today, it's backed by solid, in-depth scientific studies. This knowledge really does have the power to transform your mobility and confidence.
Okay, let's get straight into our countdown then, starting with food number 8. Now, when most people think muscle builders, they're probably picturing protein shakes or maybe lean meats, not tiny seeds. So, what's the secret behind pumpkin seeds being on this list for leg strength?
That's a great point because pumpkin seeds truly are these tiny powerhouses. Their potency really comes from being incredibly rich in magnesium. And magnesium is absolutely essential for both proper muscle contraction and relaxation. It's crucial for that balance.
Okay. Contraction and relaxation.
Exactly. So when magnesium levels are low, it can lead to muscle cramping, increased fatigue, and even improper nerve signals that cause stiffness, weakness, and walking errors. There was actually a study, I think it was magnesium research, that found adults over 60 with low magnesium experienced almost twice as much leg tiredness during walking tests.
Wow, twice as much. That's significant.
It is. And beyond magnesium, they also contain zinc and good fats, which are important for hormonal balance and controlling inflammation, both vital for sustaining strength as we age.
So it's more than just a quick energy fix. It's providing deeper muscle support. How much would someone actually need to see these benefits, and how should they prepare them?
Well, surprisingly little, actually. Just about 2 tablespoons of raw pumpkin seeds can provide enough magnesium for your body to start that muscle healing and rejuvenation process, often in a matter of hours. And a practical tip from our sources, soaking them overnight. This seems to significantly minimize phytic acid.
Right, the phytic acid, which can block mineral absorption.
Exactly. Soaking means your body can absorb those important minerals like magnesium and zinc much more effectively.
Makes sense. And how to eat them?
Oh, it's easy. You can blend them into a morning smoothie, eat them raw, maybe sprinkle them over oatmeal or yogurt. And for those really experiencing leg cramps, starting your day with those soaked pumpkin seeds could make a noticeable difference quite quickly.
Okay, that's a really simple addition for a potentially big impact. Great start. Next, at number 7, we have tart cherry juice. Now, this has become quite popular, as a general health drink, but you're telling us it holds specific, potent benefits for muscle strength and even limb regeneration in older adults.
It absolutely does. The secret really lies in the high concentration of anthocyanins in tart cherries.
Anthocyanins, those are the plant pigments, right? The colorful compounds.
That's right. They're naturally occurring plant compounds, and they are incredibly effective at lowering inflammation, increasing blood flow, and significantly aiding muscle recovery after exertion. They're also excellent at helping your body quickly remove lactic acid, that substance that builds up and causes stiffness and soreness after activities like walking or climbing stairs.
Ah, okay. So it helps with
Interesting.
that post-activity soreness.
Definitely. There was a placebo-controlled study, I believe it was in a Scandinavian sports medicine journal. It showed older persons who drank 2 servings of tart cherry juice daily reported 23% less muscle pain
23% less pain.
and significantly increased quadricep strength. And the rapid results are particularly notable. We're talking often within 8 to 12 hours, especially if your legs are feeling tense or, irritable.
That rapid response time is quite compelling. Is there a specific type of cherry juice listeners should be looking for? Because there are so many options out there.
Yes, that's crucial. It must be unsweetened, 100% tart cherry juice, not a cocktail blend with added sugars or other fruit juices mixed in.
Got it. Pure tart cherry.
Right. A small glass of the pure juice contains the anti-inflammatory power of, well, hundreds of cherries. To integrate this effectively, think about consuming 6 to 8 ounces, maybe after activity or perhaps in the evening. If the flavor is a bit strong, you can certainly dilute it with some water. And one tip was starting your morning with tart cherry juice on an empty stomach. Apparently, this can significantly increase your ability to stand, walk, climb stairs the very next day, lessening that nighttime stiffness and restoring crucial blood flow.
Fascinating how quickly these plant compounds can work. Okay, coming in at number 6 is cooked spinach. Now, most of us associate spinach with Popeye and iron, maybe, but you're suggesting there's a unique power here for quickly regaining leg strength that goes beyond just the iron content.
Precisely. Its effectiveness really comes from its high content of nitrates, magnesium, and potassium, all absolutely necessary for optimal oxygen flow, muscular contraction, and that efficient nerve-muscle communication.
Nitrates. Okay, we'll probably hear more about those.
We will. And interestingly, when spinach is cooked, the heat helps break down oxalates. These are compounds that can otherwise kind of hinder the absorption of these beneficial minerals.
Ah, so cooking actually helps here.
Yes, in this case, it means your body gets more of those vital substances right where they're needed in your leg muscles. A study, I think in Frontiers in Physiology, showed older persons who regularly ate high nitrate foods like spinach performed up to 16% better in lower limb tests in as little as 12 hours.
16% better in 12 hours.
Yes.
Fast.
It is. And another study, this one in the Journal of Nutrition, showed just 1 serving of cooked spinach improved walking speed and leg endurance, particularly in individuals over 65. And this happens because your system converts the nitrates in spinach into nitric oxide.
Nitric oxide, the molecule that relaxes blood vessels.
Exactly. It widens or dilates blood vessels and enhances circulation, especially to your lower limbs. More blood flow means more oxygen and nutrients get to your leg muscles, promoting quicker recovery, improved coordination, and less movement weariness.
That's a powerful mechanism. So what's the best way to prepare it to maximize these benefits? Should we be boiling it into mush?
No, definitely not boiling it for long periods. That can cause nutrient loss. For maximum benefits, think sautéing or lightly steaming fresh spinach, maybe with a little lemon juice or garlic and olive oil.
Okay, sautéed or steamed.
Right. And consistency seems key here. Adding even 1 cup of cooked spinach to your lunch or dinner could start increasing your leg muscle production within a day, especially if your legs tend to feel heavy, slow, or sore from even light exertion. And that tip about incorporating a small amount into breakfast, that's a simple way to get these benefits early.
Good tip. Okay. At number 5, we have the humble hero, lentils, these tiny legumes. They might not seem flashy, but you're saying they offer a really unique balance for elderly muscles.
They absolutely do. This tiny seed has, well, an almost ideal balance of slow-releasing carbohydrates, protein, and vital minerals like potassium, magnesium, and iron. This unique combination ensures a consistent energy supply over several hours, which is crucial for preventing that leg tiredness when you're standing, walking, or, climbing stairs.
So sustained energy, not just a quick burst.
Exactly. And what's more intriguing, I think, is what's happening at the cellular level. Lentils are rich in leucine.
Leucine, one of the essential amino acids, important for muscle protein synthesis.
That's the one. It specifically initiates muscle regeneration. Plus, lentils also help stabilize blood sugar, preventing those energy crashes or spikes that can cause leg weakness or maybe feeling unsteady after meals. And let's not forget their high prebiotic fiber content. Good for gut health, which in turn helps nutrient absorption and controlling inflammation.
It really covers a lot of bases. Any studies backing this up?
Yes, a clinical study reported in the Journal of Gerontology showed seniors who ate lentils daily for just 2 weeks improved their muscle endurance during leg-based tasks by 22%,
22% in 2 weeks.
compared to those who consumed refined carbohydrates. Researchers observed improved balance, fewer complaints of pain, and faster muscle response times during extended standing tests.
That's a lot of power packed into a small package.
Right.
Any specific cooking tips to get the most out of them? Should we worry about canned lentils?
Good question. To get the most benefit, it's best to cook dry lentils until they are tender. And you can enhance them by cooking with anti-inflammatory ingredients like turmeric, garlic, or maybe a little lemon juice. And yes, definitely try to steer clear of canned varieties. They often contain preservatives or a lot of added salt.
Okay, cook from dry, add some spices.
Right. Even just 1 cup at lunch or dinner can really help recharge your leg muscles overnight, leading to noticeably improved strength and stability by the next morning. And that earlier tip about pairing a slow carb like lentils with your protein, that's an excellent strategy for sustained energy.
Great advice. Up next, at number 4, is salmon. Now, we all know it's fantastic for heart health, brain health, but you're claiming it's one of the absolute best foods for regaining leg muscular strength as you age. What makes it so unique for our legs?
Well, what makes salmon so unique for legs specifically is its really powerful nutritional trio. Vitamin D, omega-3 fatty acids, especially EPA and DHA, and high-quality protein. All three have a pretty immediate impact on the function and, importantly, the recuperation of your leg muscles.
So it's the synergy of those three things.
Exactly. It's not just about protein for muscle growth.
Yeah.
Your muscles need the right type of fat, those omega-3s, to lessen the inflammation that can impede healing. And they need vitamin D to effectively absorb calcium and function optimally.
Salmon delivers on all fronts.
Yeah, okay, that makes sense. Any evidence for this leg-specific benefit?
Yes, quite compelling evidence. A study published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition found that older persons who ate salmon 3 times a week showed a 24% gain in leg strength and mobility.
24%? Yes, particularly on the muscles surrounding the knees and thighs. And this was in just 10 days.
10 days is remarkably fast.
It is. Another study showed that seniors with existing mobility impairments saw improvements in walking distance and reduced leg tiredness scores simply by taking omega-3 supplements alone. The omega-3 seem to directly enter muscle cells, lowering cytokines. Those are compounds that promote stiffness. Meanwhile, vitamin D helps control muscle contractions and prevent cramping.
That's a really comprehensive approach to muscle health just from one food. What's the ideal way to prepare it for maximum leg benefit? Should we be avoiding certain methods?
For optimal preparation, the recommendation is usually to choose wild-caught salmon over farm-raised, if possible, due to potentially higher omega-3 levels and fewer contaminants. Then think baking or grilling. Simple preparations with lemon, herbs, olive oil are great. Definitely steer clear of sweet glazes or deep frying, which can counteract the benefit.
Right. Keep it simple and clean.
Exactly. Even a modest 4-ounce portion at dinner can potentially lead to improved balance with each stride, reduced stiffness, and more strength when rising from a chair by the very next morning. It's really more than just a nutritious meal. It's a powerful recovery tactic for your legs.
Okay, number 3. This is the one we sort of teased at the top of the show. The one our sources claim has more potency than the majority of drugs for lower body function and could lead to a significant increase in performance in just a single day. We're talking about quinoa. Expert, this isn't just a trendy health food fad, is it? There's real substance here for leg strength.
Oh, absolutely. It's truly one of the most, I'd say, underappreciated foods for building muscle, particularly for older individuals looking for stronger legs without relying solely on animal protein. Now, while we often call it a grain, quinoa is technically a seed. What makes it so unique is that it's one of the very few plant-based foods that contains all 9 essential amino acids.
A complete protein from a plant source.
Exactly. That's quite uncommon. And this is profoundly beneficial for leg strength because it effectively promotes muscle regeneration. Plus, it supplies crucial nutrients like iron, magnesium, potassium, and vitamin E. These all help in controlling inflammation, boosting energy production, and improving circulation in those large leg muscles like your hamstrings and quadriceps.
Okay, so complete protein and key minerals. What about that rapid effect claim? Any basis for that?
Well, there's an interesting research. A study in the Journal of the International Society of Sports Nutrition found that adults who substituted quinoa for refined carbohydrates reported increased muscle endurance and decreased soreness after just 1 day of physical activity.
1 day. That aligns with the claim.
It does lend support. And a Brazilian study showed seniors who ate quinoa for lunch performed noticeably better on walking tests the very next morning compared to those who ate white bread or rice. The thinking is this might be due to quinoa's delayed digestion, which maintains consistent energy levels, and also its high magnesium concentration, which helps prevent muscle cramps and twitches, especially overnight.
So it delivers complete protein and sustained energy, plus cramp prevention. That's quite a combination for a plant-based food. How should listeners best incorporate this for potentially rapid results?
Okay, preparation is key here. Remember to rinse quinoa well before cooking. This removes saponins, which can taste a bit bitter or soapy.
Right. Always rinse quinoa.
Yes. Then just simmer it in water or maybe a low-sodium broth until it's fluffy. You can use it as a side dish, of course, add it to breakfast bowls, maybe with eggs and that cooked spinach we talked about, or mix it with cooked vegetables. The sources suggest that consuming just one serving could, within hours, help you feel more solid on your feet, maybe with greater energy, improved coordination, and more pushing force for climbing or walking. And again, that strategy of always pairing a slow carb like quinoa with your protein source. It's a smart way to ensure sustained muscle fuel.
Excellent. All right, we're down to the top two. Coming in at number 2. Beets, or beetroot. These aren't just vibrant veggies. You're saying these circulation-boosting powerhouses can literally change the way your leg muscles feel and work in just a few hours.
They absolutely can, potentially. The exceptional natural nitrate content of beets is what really gives them their incredible effectiveness. We mentioned nitrates with spinach.
Right, but beets are even higher.
Much higher, generally. When you consume beets, your body transforms these nitrates into nitric oxide. And as we discussed, this molecule is a real game changer for circulation. It widens your blood vessels and significantly enhances the transport of oxygen to your muscles. This is particularly important for the lower body, where circulation naturally tends to slow down a bit as we age.
And poor blood flow is a major cause of that heavy, weak feeling in the legs.
It's a primary cause, yes. The feeling of heaviness, stiffness, or weakness in seniors. Beets directly address this by helping to reestablish healthy circulation, ensuring your muscles get the oxygen and nutrients they desperately need to contract properly, recuperate effectively, and function at their best.
The evidence must be strong for this one.
It's quite compelling. A groundbreaking study, I believe in the Journal of Gerontology, showed that seniors who drank beet juice before walking had a remarkable 19% increase in walking speed and leg muscle performance.
19% increase just from beet juice before a walk.
Yes. And another study, this one in hypertension, revealed that one daily dose of beet juice considerably reduced blood pressure and enhanced arterial flexibility in individuals over 60. This translated to greatly increased lower body mobility and less weariness. Participants actually reported feeling more stable, less painful, and more energized when walking or climbing stairs.
That's a powerful impact on circulation and function. What's the most effective way to get these benefits quickly? Is it the juice?
For the quickest, most potent results, yes. Pure beetroot juice seems to be the way to go, making sure it's unsweetened and undiluted. The suggestion is often to have a small glass first thing in the morning maybe, or about 30 minutes before any planned physical activity.
Okay, morning or pre-activity?
Right. Because the effects can kick in relatively quickly, your legs might feel lighter, more responsive, and less prone to tiredness quite soon after. It's interesting, professional athletes use beets before competition for this very reason. So it's a potent, natural method for seniors potentially feel stronger and younger quite rapidly.
Okay, and now the moment we've built up to. The number one food on our list, the one our source calls the best option for rapidly regaining leg strength. We're talking about bone broth. Expert, why is this positioned as the ultimate healer for our legs? What makes it number one?
Well, based on the sources we reviewed, bone broth truly stands out as potentially the ultimate healer for leg strength and mobility. It's really more than just soup. It's this concentrated, nutrient-dense liquid. It's packed with collagen, gelatin, amino acids like proline and glycine, electrolytes, and powerful anti-inflammatory substances. These components work together to deeply strengthen and heal your muscles, joints, and connective tissues.
So it's working on the muscles, the joints, the whole system down there.
Exactly. It seems to directly lubricate joints and helps rebuild muscle fibers right at the cellular level. Collagen, for instance, forms the structural matrix of your muscle tissue. And those amino acids, proline and glycine, they aid in inflammation reduction, healing, and overall mobility enhancement.
The results must be pretty impressive for it to rank #1.
The studies cited are quite astonishing, actually. One study, mentioned as being published in the Journal of Clinical Nutrition and Metabolism, showed that adults drinking collagen-rich bone broth saw substantial increases in leg function and a reduction in soreness after just 24 hours.
24 hours.
And, get this, plus a remarkable 36% gain in muscular strength and flexibility within just 1 week.
36% strength and flexibility in a week? That's huge.
It's very significant.
Yeah.
And another study, referenced as Japanese research, found that glycine, one of the main amino acids abundant in bone broth, increased leg muscle regeneration and recovery speed by over 40% in older adults after exertion.
40% faster recovery.
Yes. And this rapid recovery is thought to be possible because the nutrients in broth are already broken down, essentially pre-digested into liquid form. This makes them incredibly simple for the body to absorb and utilize almost immediately. Anecdotally, seniors who consume bone broth frequently report feeling less stiff, moving more smoothly, and taking more assured steps, sometimes in just a matter of hours after walking, physical therapy, or even just modest exercise.
Those are incredible results, especially the speed and the sheer magnitude of those strength and flexibility gains. So how should our listeners best incorporate bone broth to potentially see these effects?
Okay, for optimal results, the suggestion is to use homemade bone broth if possible, or a high-quality premium store-bought version. Look for ones made from pasture-raised chicken bones or grass-fed cattle bones.
Quality matters here.
It does seem to. And to really extract the most nutrients when making it at home, simmer it with a splash of apple cider vinegar that helps draw out minerals, plus maybe some garlic and herbs, for at least 12 hours. Some sources even say 24 hours or more.
Long simmer time.
Yeah.
And how to consume it.
Drink it warm, perhaps on an empty stomach in the morning, or maybe just after an activity like a walk. Just 1 cup can provide an almost instantaneous boost of nutrients that work to repair and build your muscles and joints. It's described as truly useful muscle fuel that acts quickly. And it's a perfect complement, perhaps, to any morning activity or even just a leisurely stroll. That tip about having it 20-30 minutes after activity makes sense for recovery. So if we try and connect all this back to the bigger picture, it's crucial to remember that leg weakness isn't necessarily an inevitable consequence of just getting older. It's often more like a puzzle, wouldn't you say, with nutritional pieces, circulatory pieces, and recovery pieces.
Exactly. And these foods we've discussed, they work on different parts of that puzzle, tackling the specific biological issues, the inflammation, the poor circulation, the need for muscle repair that lead to decreased leg strength and mobility.
Right. They offer different mechanisms of action.
And what's truly remarkable, I think, is the potential cumulative effect. When you start combining some of these, maybe not all 8 at once, but strategically, they could offer an ideal, powerful plan for regaining your lower body stability, lowering that day-to-day weariness, and actually rebuilding true strength. So maybe this is your challenge if you're listening. Pick just one of these 8 foods. Whichever one resonates most or seems easiest to add, give it a try for a few days or even just 1 day based on some of these claims. Really check in with your legs in the morning, see if you experience maybe increased control, a bit more balance, perhaps less stiffness. Then maybe try another one later. Stack them up 1 mouthful at a time and actively work in your recovery.
And perhaps this raises an important, broader question to think about.
Yeah.
If what you put on your plate can potentially have such a profound and maybe even rapid impact on something as fundamental as your ability to move with ease and confidence, what other aspects of aging that we often consider inevitable might also actually be within our control through nutrition and lifestyle?
That's a really provocative thought. Your legs truly are your foundation. They will carry you farther than you might have imagined if you feed them properly. We'd genuinely love to hear which of these foods you might be most eager to try. Or perhaps if you've already experienced similar benefits from these or other foods. Let us know in the comments section. Your story could really help others.